Welcome to the first ever fourth segment of Bad Hair Day with your hosts Brianna and Jamie. In this segment, we are going to be talking a little bit about one of Jamie's kind of least favorite shows, I would say.
Well, actually, it was one of my favorites for a while until I realized how messed up it is. But
And then we're going to be talking about my favorite show, which I have made it be Jamie's favorite show recently. Because I have this thing where if I love something, I need to make my friends love it too.
and I do love it.
It's
Okay,
amazing.
so the mysterious show that I'm going to be talking about first is America's Next Top Model, and Tyra Banks has announced that after cycle 22, the show is ending. It's been on for 12 years, and fans are kind of upset and everything. But I mean, I don't know. I'm okay with the fact that it's ending. It's a very addicting show if you watch it because you don't know who's gonna win and there's fights, and I mean anyone can be eliminated for weeks from week to week. But I feel like ever since they added the social media vote aspect of it, even though fans do have a big voice in who goes home, I feel like they kind of ruined the show a little bit. It ruined its authenticity a little because that's all that everybody talks about on the show now. It's like your social media score, and I guess it's important for people to like the models because if the fans don't like you, then how are you going to be successful in the modeling industry? But at the same time, it kind of took away from the show's original charm and appeal, I think, in my opinion, anyway. But, it's still a good show, I guess. But the thing I hate about it, though, is that there's a lot of fat shaming and they're very judgmental. The judges are very harsh. I mean, the girls there are just very tall and very skinny. They're like 5'10" and they weigh 115 pounds, 120 pounds, sometimes less. And they're bone thin. And that's the ideal, beautiful image for them on the show. And the judges, even if they gain 5 pounds, they get fat shamed by all the other models. They get fat shamed by the judges. I remember I can't remember which cycle specifically, but there was this one cycle where a girl came in and she was really, really skinny before, model skinny. And she gained 15 pounds throughout the competition. And on one photo shoot where they had very little clothing on, she was mostly naked. The one of the judges was looking at her, and then when she went in to get criticized for her picture, they were telling her, "You got so fat. You're too little to be gaining this much weight. You're like a plus size model now. You're so fat. You need to lose weight." And the girl wasn't fat. If you saw her in front of the other models, because they're so skinny, she looks fat. But she wasn't fat. She's normal size. She was completely healthy and fine. If anything, she was healthier than before because before she was too thin. And it just kind of, it's a reflection of what the competition has been ever since it started because anyone who is bigger, they do get discriminated by the other models. They get fat shamed. They're not considered as attractive or as good models. It's also been, the fights between them get really ugly. There's a lot of crying, a lot of drama, and especially after they included guys in the most recent cycles, I feel like the drama level has gone up a little more. I haven't watched it as much as I used to before because I kind of realized that, okay, this show has a lot of problems. It's also, I feel like it's a good time to end though because it's very repetitive in terms of the challenges or how they get eliminated week to week. It's just gotten to the point where it's the same thing over and over again with just different contestants because in one of the final episodes where there's only about 6 of them left, they all go to meet designers and they have to run through a city through a maze with a map like tourists, and they have to go around and make appointments, and some of them don't make it, some do, and then in the final runway there's 3 people, one gets eliminated and then 2 come back and they pick a winner, and it's just kind of the same thing all over again, and the prizes are very similar to one another from season to season. And that is my long rant about America's Next Top Model.
I do agree with you about the challenges being similar. I feel like I don't know. I also feel like after 22 cycles, though, it's probably very hard to think of something different. But it's just kind of interesting to see how the models are actually treated because, for the most part, Tyra, at least on her TV show, where it was the talk show,
Yeah.
she made herself out to be this woman who was all about body positivity and all about love yourself no matter how big or small you are and you're beautiful no matter what. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's an interesting change.
Yeah.
I don't know, but my favorite show, I actually was talking about it for for so long with Jamie, and she did this thing where she would just nod her head and like, oh really? Oh, that's cool. Okay, then what happened? Without really paying attention.
I'm sorry, I thought you didn't notice.
And then now, I made her watch a couple episodes from the 6th season the other day. I don't remember
Bae, you
when.
haven't said the name of the show.
I know, I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
And so basically, I've gotten Jamie and Eleanor and all of my friends obsessed with RuPaul's Drag Race. So, for those of you who don't know, RuPaul's Drag Race is kind of like America's Next Top Model. I'm pretty sure that one inspired the other because RuPaul's Drag Race, they bring in 14 drag queens from around America, basically, and they compete in various mini challenges and challenges about, acting, singing, dancing, photo shoots, runway looks, to see who can be America's Next Drag Superstar and that kind of thing. And I don't know, I really like the show because personally, and I even talked about this with Jamie, we both kind of believe that whereas America's Next Top Model is based on how you look and how you photograph, RuPaul is kind of based on your talent. And it's based on how you can play a role and how you can dance and how you can sing and do all of those kind of typical things that a drag queen would be expected to do. I think it's also interesting because the girls on RuPaul's Drag Race fight, but at the end of the day, on the last episode at the end of the season, they're all talking about, oh, she's my sister, I love her, I would do anything for her. Even if they were fighting in the first episode, and they're always talking about, she changed so much, I'm so proud of how far she's come. And they kind of help each other out. They'll criticize and they'll throw shade, but it's more of a constructive thing. And I think you've noticed that too, and I think it's one of the more reasons why I like it. And even the judges, when they talk to the contestants, it's less, you look disgusting, and it's more, okay, can you explain why you chose to do this? Or next time that you come out, this is okay, but next time can you try to do this a little differently? Can you wear this instead of this? Can you make sure you do this? And
could you not contour a beard on?
Could you not draw on a beard when you're supposed to be a drag queen? That's usually a pretty big requirement. So I don't know. Do you have anything to say about it?
Well, I can say that I definitely like RuPaul's Drag Race more than America's Next Top Model, just because the environment is kind of lighter, it's more fun, and like you said, they throw shade, but it's more like, I don't like your eyebrows, you can't contour, things like that, where it seems kind of harsh sometimes, so all the shade they throw at each other, but it's not as destructive as telling somebody that they're fat. You know what I mean? Like in America's Next Top Model, where they do get criticized on their body a lot. So I think that, there's that aspect of it. Also, it's more creative and fun watching RuPaul's. I mean, RuPaul is just...
You never know what this episode is going to be. I mean, there are certain things, like every season there's going to be a dance number. There's going to be some sort of play or commercial or advertisement kind of challenge. There's going to be a challenge where you need to impersonate someone else. A challenge where you have to make your own dress, that kind of thing. So it's similar, but I feel like the girls, the contestants, they do something different because they know that to be in this show, you need to do something different and be someone different and stand out from the rest. So they're very careful to, make themselves stand out and not be like anyone else was in the show.
And every contestant is so unique, and I really enjoy that. It's really refreshing, and I love RuPaul.
We have a thing for RuPaul.
I have a thing for RuPaul now.
It's very similar to our thing for Meryl Streep. As in, anything, Meryl Streep could be in, a diaper commercial, and I would go buy the diapers. I swear. I am so serious.
Oh,
you're laughing, and you think I'm joking, but I have never been more serious in my life.
No, I know you're serious, but it's just funny to me that...
One of the things that I hate for some reason is coffee. You know that.
Yeah, of course.
I don't like the taste of it for some reason. I don't care about caffeine, but just the taste of coffee kind of grosses me out. If she was in a commercial for coffee, I would start drinking it. 5 times a day.
I know you would.
Just because she did it. Anything she does. I would be like, okay, we're doing that now. No big deal. And I kind of feel like we do that with RuPaul too now.
We do.
Like, if someone's making fun of something, we're like, oh my god, I agree with you, that's disgusting. But if RuPaul is like, actually, I kind of like it, we're like, you're right, it's perfect. I don't know why we ever thought it differently.
You're perfect, RuPaul.
You're perfect. Good job. That suit. You look great.
His suits, though, another thing that I absolutely love.
We talk about his suits a lot because in every episode, he goes into the workroom to greet the girls and explain the mini challenge and the challenges of that day and to talk about, kind of get a hint of or a glimpse of what they're planning so he knows what to expect from them. And every time he goes on stage, he goes into the workroom, we're like, oh my god, that suit. That suit, he looks so good. Look at that. And then we pause it and look at him for a couple seconds.
We do. We're very creepy, but
and then we
it's
talk about the
justified.
suit, like we go back and forth a little bit, and then we're like, okay, are you good? Are you ready to continue? Okay, let's go. So that's all we have to say.
Mhm.
So
That's
to
our
some,
entire show.
watch RuPaul's Drag Race.
That's our entire show.
You can watch America's Next Top Model too, but RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul's Drag Race is more fun.
You'll
to
feel
watch.
better about yourself,
Oh yeah.
and you can learn how to contour. That's it. And then you can talk about it with your friends, like me and Jamie do.
Okay, we're gonna be back next week with more celebrity news. I think we're gonna keep updating on the Lamar Odom story.
Of course.
Because it definitely new stuff is gonna come out, so we'll have a look out for that.
And we'll keep you updated on everything new that is to come.